Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. Now I'm going old school in this video. It's gonna be a kind of a quick video. So I was just thinking, I originally started liking old fashions because of my first drink with Woodford Reserve Double Oak. And I drank it that way for a long time before I started exploring other ways to drink it. Now, it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've had a old fashioned with Woodford. So I decided I'm gonna go back and go old school. I'm gonna reverse. Go back to old school and see if this is something I still like. Now, back then, I'll be honest, I made it very, very sweet. I had a lot more sweetness in it. So I'm going to cut that back a little bit and make it more how I would make it today. But I'm going to use the same simple ingredients that I used to do back then. So let's get started. Now, this was my favorite old fashioned when I first started. I still have the original glass. And if you look at my little icon, that's what my little circle up there, that's what's in it, is this glass. And with one of my original drinks. We're going to start off with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Nowadays I actually like more more bitters. So I probably use 3 to 4 dashes of it without even thinking twice about it because I do like it. It has grown on me and it's something that I do enjoy in my old fashions. Next we're going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters. Now back then I liked this combination. Sometimes I would use cherry bitters, but because I'm going to be using some Luxardo cherries, I'm not going to be doing the cherry bitters today. I'm going to do the orange. 2 good dashes of that. Now, we're going to be adding a little bit of simple syrup. Now, originally, I didn't know there much about simple syrups, and I used a white simple syrup, but I love Demerara simple syrup, and this is my favorite now. I'm only going to use a small bit of this, 1/4 of an ounce. Now, this is a 1-to-1. If you're doing a 2-to-1, 1/4 ounce would be perfect and as well, but this can make it pretty sweet. But I like the character, the molasses, all that extra flavor that goes into it when you have this. So that's why now I use Demerara more often than not, unless it's kind of a drink I'm experimenting with or I don't want the sugar to overtake it. But for the most part, that's what I do now. I'm also going to add 2 full ounces. Oh wait, before I do that, I always like to add my ice before I do that, because once you have too much liquid in here, it does make it hard to get that ice in there without spilling everywhere. So I try to do a clear ice when possible. Throw that in there. That ice is not as clear as I normally like it, but I think sometimes when your freezer freezes it too fast, it still gives it that. So I want to make sure I do a full 2 ounces of this. Ooh, nice and dark and looks pretty freaking amazing already, right? So back then, I would also do this. I like my cherries, but what I would do is add almost a bar spoonful of this. I probably used to add more back then, honestly, because I used to make my drink pretty sweet. I used to use pretty much a 1/2 ounce of the simple syrup and then a good glob of this in there as well. It's just so good and so much fun to add on. I had forgotten one important part. I do like to use an orange peel and just put those oils on top. And then as my buddy Gnome showed me, you wipe it on the side, make it flat, drop that right in there, and garnish with 2 Luxardo cherries and put those right on the side there. Oh, you can just put them across the top, whatever you like that. So there you go, my OG old fashioned. Time to try this. Let's see, is it something that I still would enjoy a lot? I think so. I really do. I'm gonna go ahead and leave those in there. I like when they soak up some of that whiskey into that. So let's go in here. That smells good. You smell that orange, you smell the whiskey, you smell that dark Demerara. It's going for that first drink. Yep. Still a damn good old fashioned. No wonder I started liking old fashions. With something like this, how can you not like it? Yep. Just so much flavor to that. So well balanced. Not over sweet, not over bitter. The whiskey is there. Just a perfect old fashioned. I love it. I love it. Well, it's nice going back, reviewing what started the whole thing, what started this journey. So, all my friends, thank you again for joining me on another journey down my old fashioned rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends. Cheers.